All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at another episode of Dream Booking, and we are doing the golden era of professional wrestling. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a dream book match for a SummerSlam back in the early 90s. The golden era of professional wrestling. I'm going to start with the main event again. I think that worked good last time. We have a WWF World Title match between Bam Bam Bigelow and the world champion Hulk Hogan. I thought Bam Bam Bigelow would have been somebody who could have been in the main events. He was that good of a worker. He proved that in ECW at the November to Remember when he fought for the franchise Shane Douglas in Pittsburgh, and the whole place went crazy. Bam Bam Bigelow was that great of a worker. He should have been able to get to the top for at least a title shot. Going right down the card, number one contenders match between Bret Hart in an interpromotional match with Sting. I think these guys may have had some matches in WCW. I'm not positive on that, but just the fact that, I can't remember that proves that if it did happen, it was probably, it could have been better. Going right down the card, this is a match that was going to happen in WCW. After I read Brian Pillman's biography, Crazy as a Fox, I learned that Pillman was supposed to go up against this man, the Macho Man Randy Savage, and it never came to fruition. It was part of, bad booking that it didn't happen, and unfortunate circumstances for a rising star like Brian Pillman back then. I think that was supposed to happen in '95 in WCW, or early '96. Going right down the card, we have a match that I would have loved to see. Shawn Michaels, in his early days of being a singles competitor, when he was about an intercontinental level style mid-card worker, versus a tag team wrestler at that time who could have absolutely tore through the world of professional wrestling if given the opportunity, or if he wanted to break away from his brother in tag team competition, is Scott Steiner. Shawn Michaels versus Scott Steiner would have been a great match, and I don't think that match ever happened. Going down the card, here's another one that I thought would have been a great match that I'm not sure ever happened. I don't think it ever did. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, versus Arn Anderson. That would have been a great technical matchup. The two styles might have worked, might not have worked. I don't know. But I know I would have loved to see it. Next matchup, Jake the Snake Roberts as a heel. I always like to see what could have happened with Jake the Snake Roberts as a heel versus the dog-faced gremlin himself, Rick Steiner. That would have been an interesting matchup, I like seeing the Steiners in singles competition because those guys could really go. And then the opening match on the card, which I'm doing last, but this is just something that I'm doing to kind of entertain myself and amuse myself. But Barry Windham versus Smash. This would have been the battle of the Barrys. Barry Windham versus Barry Darsow. Would have been a cool match. Would have loved to see it. Barry Windham, one of the most underrated people in the history of professional wrestling, and Barry Darsow, also one of the most underrated people in the history of professional wrestling. I would like to see Smash do more singles work. I remember seeing it at the Philadelphia Spectrum back in the day when they just broke Demolition up. Smash hung around for a couple shows before turning into Repo Man. But I always thought Smash could have done something as a singles competitor because he just had the look and he could work. So yeah, that concludes this Dream Booking of the Golden Era SummerSlam, Episode 2 of Dream Booking. Thank y'all for listening. I hope that this inspires y'all, and feel free to write some comments underneath it if you have some ideas about Dream Booking matches. I want to see what everybody comes up with.